This is the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for Wednesday, the 23rd of April. I'm Michael Groff. The overall weather pattern stays rather quiet for the rest of the week. Dry conditions, temperatures pretty close to, if not just ever so slightly above seasonal averages. A weather system moving across the region over the weekend will bring about breezy conditions, cooler temperatures. Just how cool it gets, well, that remains to be seen. We'll figure it out as we dive on in and talk about it. First, the almanac from yesterday. 95 degrees was the afternoon high, 64 the morning low, 87 and 62 are the averages for this time of year. Taking a look outside right now at 10:50 a.m., sunny sky across the valley, and we're sitting at 81 degrees at Sky Harbor, dew points 36, humidity 20%, winds are light, and the barometer is steady. Satellite picture out here across the west, and you can see those high clouds streaming mainly to the north of Arizona. We saw some showers and thunderstorms and some pretty intense storms firing up across West Texas yesterday. Those moved off to the north and east for Oklahoma and into Kansas. We had some large hail and damaging winds with those storms. And we'll probably see another round of thunderstorms develop out that way again this afternoon and tonight. But around here, yep, things staying quiet. The watch warning map, speaking of quiet, this is the 23rd of April and not much to talk about nationwide, at least not right now. So, again, any active weather, it'll hold off until later this afternoon. We see that on the convective outlook. There's that standard slight risk of severe storms, level 2 out of 5, for places like Midland, Odessa, Lubbock, Amarillo, up toward Dodge City, Kansas, much like we saw yesterday. Got the marginal risk further to the north and east from there, as well as across parts of Georgia and the Carolinas. Now, again, across West Texas and up into western Kansas, large hail and damaging straight-line winds will be the primary threat from the severe storms today, but especially across western Kansas, we may see some isolated tornadoes, so let's keep that in mind. Again, for later this afternoon and this evening, this outlook actually runs through 5 a.m. tomorrow morning, or 7 a.m. Central Time tomorrow morning. Here's the precipitation outlook, and this is valid through Wednesday morning of next week. Rain amounts in Phoenix, nothing. Statewide, essentially nothing. And region-wide, not much to be had because, well, of course, we're in the dry season. And true to form, the main storm track will stay generally to the north of us. There's a little bit of a caveat to that because a weather system will enter the region this weekend, but as is also quite often the case this time of year, there just won't be much moisture with it, and we're going to talk about that and everything else too right now as we get to the models, see what the future may hold. Here we go. This is the GFS. It's the 12Z run, and it's valid at 5 o'clock this afternoon. Okay, a weak trough is sitting over the Pacific Northwest and the Great Basin, and the heights have come down here just a little bit. So what it means down at the surface for the rest of the day today, it's kind of a what you see is what you get sort of day. Sunny sky. Not quite as warm as yesterday. I'd say highs top out in the upper 80s and low 90s, and that's still a few degrees above seasonal averages. Speaking of those seasonal averages, let's just do a little bit of a deeper dive just for fun here to look back at April 23rd, historically speaking. And yes, in Phoenix, 36% of the days have seen a high temperature at or above 90 degrees here on the 23rd of April, with 2% exceeding 100 degrees. And we've only had measurable rain on 3% of days here for April the 23rd. And we go back the last 15 years just to kind of show you what's been going on in recent trends there. And you can see 2010 was a nice day. April 23rd, 2010, a high of 72 degrees. Obviously, the coolest high temperature ever recorded on this date, 64 degrees. And that sounds like absolute paradise. And I can tell you, if we constantly had highs in the 60s here in April, Phoenix would have a population of about 25 million people. So maybe, even though I hate it, maybe it's good that we actually have these wretchedly horrible, horrific summers that we have here in the valley. Anyway, for tonight, the sky is clear. Overnight lows mid-50s to mid-60s. And then for tomorrow, sunny sky, maybe a few clouds in the afternoon, high temperatures topping out in the upper 80s and low 90s. It's the same story for Friday, mostly sunny, highs, upper 80s, low 90s. Now, as we go to the weekend, here comes this system dropping in across the California coast and eventually towards southern Nevada. And what this is going to do is it's going to lower the heights here over the southwest. We'll see some breezy conditions coming on in. And so temperatures will head down to the low and middle 80s here in Phoenix on Saturday. Sunday, that system kind of moves our way, but then begins to lift off to the north and east. And as it does, this should be about the coolest day with high temperatures in the upper 70s and low 80s. Now, some of our guidance is coming in cooler than this, and the GFS is a little bit more aggressive with this system, but the problem is there's just not any significant moisture with it, nor does the GFS indicate that it's going to tap into any meaningful moisture this far south. There's enough dynamics around, I suppose. Maybe there could be a sprinkle across northern Arizona, but I just don't think we're going to see anything other than a few clouds around here. And again, those breezy conditions, windy for the high country. Any rain chances will be confined well to the north of us across Nevada, Utah, and points to the north, as well as off to the east. So that's how this is looking. Again, upper 70s, low 80s on Sunday. Now, the interesting thing about the GFS solution here, as we go to Monday, kind of lingers a piece of energy, a wave or an upper low here over Arizona. And if that does happen, temperatures would be much slower to recover. As it is right now, our current forecast has highs getting back into the low and middle 80s on Monday and mid to upper 80s on Tuesday. But if this latest couple of solutions from the GFS pan out, temperatures may be slower to recover early next week. But regardless of the outcome, it sure looks like we're going to stay dry, at least for the next 7 days. And that's really not a surprise to anyone. Here's a week from today, Wednesday, the 30th. And again, we're dry. High pressure is building off to the north and west of us. That system is now off to the east. A dry west-northwesterly flow, temperatures pretty close to seasonal averages, and that means upper 80s and low 90s. Here's Thursday, the 1st of May. High pressure continues to build out here across the west, and we are dry and warm. Going out 10 days, Friday the 2nd. And again, high pressure is building in. Temperatures at maybe just ever so slightly above average, probably not to triple-digit levels, but highs probably somewhere between 90 to 95. Overnight lows mainly in the 60s here in the deserts. Rather typical stuff for the first week of May. Looking at rainfall for Phoenix, this goes out through the 7th of May, and this is off of the GFS ensemble. You can pretty much forget it. No real meaningful chance of rain. You got 31 members in this ensemble. You got 7 of them that show rainfall. And when I say rain, they're barely showing anything at all. European ensemble is more or less the same story. No real opportunity for precipitation in a look like that right now. Temperatures off the national blend of models will keep it above average through Friday. Then temps drop a little bit over the weekend. And it is possible that on Sunday, we don't even make it to 82 degrees. We might stay in the upper 70s. Well, I guess we'll see how strong that system is as it comes through. But either way, eventually temps do rebound as we go into next week and beyond, going back to at or a bit above average levels. And that is going to do it for the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for today. My next video is due back here tomorrow morning. Should you happen to enjoy these videos, then be sure to subscribe, like, share, click that notification bell, leave those comments, questions, and suggestions. If you really enjoy what we're doing here, then be sure to click that thanks icon below the video here on YouTube, make a monetary contribution to us, or of course, you can donate via PayPal, groffshow@gmail.com. That's groffshow@gmail.com for PayPal. And all of your questions, all of your comments, yes, they are all seen. I do try to respond to any of the questions that you guys have. So I really do appreciate that. And want to take this opportunity to thank Clayton for the donation yesterday as well via the thanks, the YouTube thanks there. So again, thank you, Clayton. Thank you, everybody, for all of your continued support. All right, the executive producer of the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion is my OAO, the sweetest of all time, the Asian sensation and proprietor of sweetchildaz.com.org and the Facebook page of the same name, Sweet Child Arizona. Talking about my Michelle. Check her out. Her blogs, videos, everything Michelle related. It's all linked up down in the description. Michelle and possibly Adriana related. Yes, you can find it down there. Check it all out. As well as our streaming station. It's available 24/7, 365. It's called KMGX. We play a ton of music, have a lot of fun over there, so give that a listen. Again, linked up in the description, or you can go to kmgx.com and listen there. Thank you guys so much for watching, all of your continued support. It is so greatly appreciated. Please be safe, stay cool, Stay hydrated out there, and you guys have yourselves a terrific rest of your Wednesday.